Right, so we're back again, and now, hello, it's Penny, and so this is the second part of the recipe. We're going to make the fruit fall. So you will have in your bag a tin of peaches, these are apricots, but don't worry, an orange jelly, and a tin of evaporated milk. So the evaporated milk needs to be chilled. If you remember, pop it in the fridge the night before. If not, just make sure it's in the fridge for about an hour. Or you could even pop it in the freezer for half an hour. It needs to be very cold. So, in the bowl, we're going to make up our jelly. Something children really love to do is to pull the jelly apart. And you've got these jelly cubes, and you literally pull it apart. And then the instructions, I always like to look at the instructions. They tell you what, how much water you need, but we don't want all the water that the packet says, because we're going to use some of the juice from the fruit as well to give it a nicer flavour. It will make a pint of jelly, so that would be normally a pint of liquid. So I've boiled my kettle, and I've got a half a pint or 300 mils of hot water there. And so you can see I've now broken up my jelly like that. And into that I'm going to pour my 300 grams, my 300 mils rather. And just gently, that needs a little bit of a stir, and it's just dissolving as we talk. So just going to leave that. Everybody can have a little stir if they want, but just going to leave that to dissolve. And every few minutes just give it a little stir, because you want to make sure it's all mixed up. So we're going to leave that there, get rid of that. Into a big bowl, you're going to put your evaporated milk. Now this is where you do need something electric. You won't be able to do this by hand. So the tin of evaporated milk, I've got a hand mixer like this. You might have a blender stick which has got a beater on it as well. That would work as well. It won't be as powerful as this. I'm afraid this is going to be a bit noisy. So I'm just going to do this as quickly as I can, but I hopefully as you can see, it's really bubbling up and it's going much thicker. So it's about double the size it was. Oops. Just take those out. About double the size it was. Doesn't take too long, and the jelly's nearly all melted. Whilst that was going on, my jelly's now pretty much all melted, and we're going to take a little bit of the juice, probably not all the juice, and pour it in. So about a half of the juice, and just stir that around. And then that is going to go into this. Once you make sure that your jelly is all mixed in, which I think it is. So very carefully, this jelly is going to get poured, and you think, oh my goodness, there's an awful lot of liquid going in there. And then you're just going to stir it so that it all mixes in together like that. That's very nice. And then you take your peaches or apricots or berries, whatever fruit you've got. I think we've all got peaches and apricots. And I'm just going to chop them down roughly like that. Very soft, so they're really easy to chop down. Just like that. I'm not putting them all in. I'm going to put about half of them in. just like that. And then they're going to go into there like that. Maybe one more. I want to have lots of fruit in there. If you get raspberries or strawberries in a tin and do that, it comes out a beautiful orange colour, red colour, and they taste really tasty. And you can, of course, use fresh. So this looks like it's a bit loose and floppy at the moment. So I'm going to just take a few spoonfuls. I'm going to, oops. Just going to very quickly finish this off so that I can then go to my shortbread. So make sure you get right to the bottom when you're doing this and pour it with a ladle into your, these need to go back into the fridge and they'll set. Just wipe them over. So there we have your evaporated milk fruit falls. And then when they're ready to eat, just take a bit more of the fruit and just, I think it's going to fall in now, but you can see it's just going to drop in. But you could just decorate the top with a bit of fruit. So those are your fruit falls.